Prohibition doesn't work, and that's why we should end prohibition and stop trying it. That's it, right? There's more. Okay. It's 2018. We still have to talk about why prohibition doesn't work. So prohibition is the practice of banning a substance or a behavior because a group of people or a particularly loud or even just a majority of voters believe that it is a morally objectionable usually. So a perfect example of prohibition, actually an entire era in American history that we call prohibition, would be when we decided to outlaw alcohol with the 18th Amendment, which we very quickly realized was a terrible idea because it doesn't work, and we undid that with the 21st Amendment. So the reason that it doesn't work is because when you take something that people want to buy and you make it illegal, it doesn't make it go away. It doesn't mean that people suddenly forget how to make this thing. It doesn't make the markets that already exist in it just stop existing. All it does is it forces them underground. It adds an additional cost to it because now it's riskier to buy and sell this thing, and it adds a taboo impact to it, which, depending on what your market is, could be good or bad. In the case of alcohol, we saw terrible impacts. We saw that when you create a black market, then the cost of transportation goes up significantly, and you go from having the majority of users drinking beer and cider to the majority of users drinking hard liquor because it's cheaper to transport and it's diluted at the end use, so you get better use out of it. So it doesn't work on drugs either. And this is something that hopefully the United States is slowly coming to grips with, and countries around the world are gradually changing their laws to understand that prohibition of drugs doesn't make drugs go away. It just takes the entire drug market and hands it to those people who are willing to deal with entirely illegal markets. And those people are also tend to not care about limiting their violence. These are cartels. These are international groups that do terrible, terrible things because, well, they don't care about the law. And unfortunately, people who just want to peacefully use a substance, be it alcohol or marijuana or cocaine or a variety of things that sometimes if you have the right permission you can get, but other times you can't. No, actually it really just comes down to permission because you can even get Schedule I substances. They control everything. So the best way to deal with these issues in society is not by making them illegal. The best way to deal with them is by legalizing the market so that it can be brought out into the light so that you can have safety enforced so that people know what they're getting and so that you know who has a substance issue and who maybe needs a little bit more social help and a little bit more support and maybe wouldn't benefit from being criminalized and put through our criminal justice system and having their lives ruined. Because kids, if we have learned nothing else, it's that under prohibition, if you use a substance peacefully, your life will be ruined one way or another because the law will ruin it for you. So we are libertarians and we don't believe in prohibition.